When should you add a new product? Okay, so basically, as soon as possible is probably the best answer, right? Because it takes time to source a product. It takes time for a product to start selling and making money. It takes time to get reviews for that product. It takes time to launch that product. And so the sooner you launch a new product, the sooner you can get it going and grow it up and start selling. But as a total new beginner, there's a lot you don't know about Amazon. You're in the process of doing your first product. You launch your first product, and doing that first product is going to give you a lot of information. That's going to teach you more than any course can. Why? Because we learn the most when we actually do things, right? I could talk to you all day about driving a car, but the second you step inside that car and try to drive it, after driving it for a few lessons, then you really understand how to drive a car, right? Before that, I could tell you all of the theory in the world. You could watch all the videos on driving. You wouldn't know what it feels like. So it's the same with Amazon. The first 3 months after launching your first product, you're still in the beginning. You've just stepped into the car. It's your first driving lesson, really. And so you want to wait around 3 months after launching your first product before committing any money to a second product. Why? Because that process is going to teach you so much about what makes a good product and what makes a bad product. I mean, you could launch the first one, you could have had challenges because you chose something too heavy and so shipping was expensive. You found it wasn't as profitable as you calculated. All of those lessons will go back in and you'll choose a much better second product. So you want to get your second, third, fourth, fifth products as soon as possible, but wait. Just wait 2 or 3 months after your first product's fully launched before you consider which item to do next, because your mind's going to change from those experiences. I do recommend though, after you've got the first product on order, that you do continue to look for new items. You keep an open mind about the market. You do a little bit of research. Maybe, once a month for a few hours, you look for new products. Why? Because you may find something that's an absolute gem, and then, there's no harm in asking factories to quote for that product, getting the prices, having it ready, but not launching it until that 2 or 3 months has passed on your first product and you can afford the second product, because you may find that you used all your capital for your first product. I mean, personally, when I went into the Amazon business, I put quite a bit of cash behind my business to help get it going, and I launched some initial products, and then soon after those initial products were done, I launched another 5 to 10 products in the next few months and grew from there. And the reason for that was, I thought, if I make $1,000 a month off one product and $5,000 a month on another product, well, to really make a big profit, I'm going to need 5 or 10 products before that number starts to become really big. Yes, you can make a decent income from one product, but to grow faster, I wanted to do multiple products faster. My other recommendation is, if you are expanding your business, you do one product at a time. When you're trying to do launches, sourcing, shipping, everything for multiple products at a time, that's when mistakes happen. You're not giving it your full focus. The launch isn't your full focus. So if you try to launch 5 products at a time, maybe you're not giving it the focus and time it needs, and so none of them are successful. Whereas if it's the only thing that you're focusing on, you're going to do it much, much better. So I'm a big believer in doing one thing at a time, focusing on that one thing, getting it right. If it goes wrong, that's fine. You're going to learn lessons. And if you're focused on it, you'll have the energy, time, and effort to be able to turn the ship and fix things. If you've got 5 product launches going on at the same time and they're not going as well as you hoped, how are you going to split your time and effort across many different products to get them off the ground? Whereas if your 100% focus is on one new product being launched, it's much easier to fix whatever's going wrong. For example, not getting enough reviews, you can tweak the pay-per-click. You do the keyword research you need to do to get better advertising, drive traffic to that product. But if you're trying to do that for multiple products at the same time, it becomes very, very time consuming and you might not be able to do it. And so you end up basically being slower than if you just had one item. So, simple rule, don't do a second product until 3 months after your first product is launched. Then when you can afford it, I recommend going for your second item. Continually spend time every month looking at Amazon, looking at the sales stats to see if you come across some interesting products. Start putting them into a list. You can start slowly sourcing those items to see if the costs make sense, and only focus on one product launch at a time. Don't try to do too much too soon. When you have a big team, when you have, hundreds of thousands in revenue, you can consider doing more, right? But when it's the beginning, it's just you. You've got to run this business. So you want 100% focus on the task at hand. So don't take on too much.